Hey, good morning. This is Robin from Southern Latitudes, and we're about to get a week's worth of rain. So I thought, why not go ahead and throw out all of my fertilizers to each different place and cover different fruits, trim what I gotta trim. There's a couple fabrics that are still down that are not fastened down, so I want to do that. And I'm just putting them in my little cart, and we're going to go around from garden to garden. That makes it a lot easier. First stop, tomatoes. Tomatoes are going to, of course, get the vegetable and tomato, and I may throw down a little extra blood meal in there. What do you think, Bud? Do you approve? Do you approve? I picked a lot of beans and squash and stuff last night, but of course while I'm out here I'm going to pick whatever else could be ripe. So far it just looks like one Jet Stars tomato. This one is not organic like I normally do, however it is for avocado and mangoes, and so as you can see I trimmed up my avocado tree. It had a lot of lower growth and it went past its blooming stage and it did not set fruit, which is not surprising. Still a young tree. I got to treat these leaves here next, but I didn't bring that on the cart with me. Uh-oh, what are you? Like little white flies or something were. So fertilize them with their fertilizer, trim them up, throw those away, and that one's done. Next, I put a little fruit screen guard, or whatever you want to call that, a bag, on that pineapple. This one is huge, concentrating on growth instead of fruit, so it's outgrown its companion, its twin. And this guy just got in the ground, so we're going to throw him a little fertilizer. Look at those yellow leaves. Ew. This is my new acha acha tree. It just was up potted last weekend. Yep, that's where I got it, from Ace Hardware in Titusville. Acha acha. And it has, just in a week's time, already put out new growth. That's awesome. Jack will be happy to hear that. He really gets into the fruit trees more than anything. But it's sitting here just because I think it'll get a little bit more sun than where we may or may not plant it. And I wanted to actually concentrate on some growth and get some photosynthesis going, and keeping it fertilized at this point. Just a little bit. It's sitting in biochar that was inoculated by rabbit sheep. And I just threw down some citrus fertilizer for my dwarf mulberry. I don't see any blooms yet, but boy, is it healthy looking. Looks really good over here. Likes where it's at. It actually goes all the way up to the sky. Okay, so these guys are new on the property. See them? There you go. Bromeliads do not like a lot of fertilizing, but since they're new, we're going to go ahead and give them a little something to get them going well with their transplant. Hey, Mr. Florida Cranberry, you're looking awesome. And the blueberries, they were having yellow on their leaves, so they got some citrus fertilizer and a little extra boost of nitrogen, just because. And this one got a coat. My blackberries are just hitting their second year. And look, you have to be patient. That's what I read on the internet. The first year is just growth, and I thought they died over winter, and they were very late in getting restarted right here. But they finally came back. By mid-April, we'll say, they put leaves on, which kind of made me nervous. And look, my very first blackberry bloom. Yes, yes, yes. This one's the Navajo. I also have the Chester on the far end. Fertilizer on the Roselle. New fabric pen. That spot's been driving me crazy for months. And a fruit jacket on the pineapple. The Seminole pumpkin is growing about a foot or so a day. So I have him, I thought I would just do this for fun because this looks like it's fading out on the trellis. And they're good climbers, so I'm putting him up on the trellis. Oh, while we're here, let me show you. This thing has filled the bag in just a matter of like 3 days. That's ridiculous. I might have to take it out. I don't even know what to do with it. I guess I better watch some YouTube videos. Something's attacking the leaves just a little bit on my rose, but you know, it just transplanted here a year ago, a little over a year ago, and it got faded out and hidden by the roselle that was here. But look what it's done just in the past 2 weeks, week to 2 weeks. Whoa, this thing went to town. It grew a good 2 feet, and then it's putting on roses. I put on roses last year, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, look at that. It threw a massive side out. So anyhow, I just fertilized it, and miracle fruit got fertilized. The bromeliads got their special food. The roselle, I have 4 plants left in this area. They got fed too. These are my peanuts. And I put a little potash across the whole bed because this is where I usually do my potatoes, and I'm just gonna let it start seeping in, even though there's only 2 potatoes left here. I had 2 slips show up, but I wanted to show you that my peanuts are putting flowers out. And these look a little bit more yellower than these, so I put a little bit of nitrogen in with these guys. Everybody else looks pretty good. This is my Mexican sage, but for some reason this one's not blooming like the other one, so I may throw a little fertilizer on there too. And now we're going to put in the inoculated biochar, and then our
That's your intro,
fruit trees.
I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so it was ugly, but we went ahead and we got the Barbados cherry in the ground. It was my bad. I called it wrong on how to drop it in, and I almost broke the stalk. Not good. But it's in there deep. It's sitting on biochar. Should be one. I can't believe how many roots there were in like just 2 months' time. This thing just got up potted. It's happy. The Japonicaba got transplanted last week, which was about May 17th, 18th, somewhere in there. So it looks okay. It's like, but it's also in biochar and compost tea.